iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Full-Time Fantasy Show. FullTimeFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Full-Time Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Dr. Roto, get out the insurance cards, get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. All right, let's get to the Cleveland Indians podcast preview. Start with catcher Roberto Perez. Had a really good year last year. I mean, really good. Struck out 127 times. Struck out a third of times up, but he had 24 home runs. You know, he hit 240. So is he going to do that again? No, I really don't. I think 240 is a lot for him. So this is a guy who I see immediate regression. Don't be drafting Roberto Perez thinking you're getting last year's Roberto Perez. You are not, okay? I like Sandy Leon a little bit. He comes over from the Red Sox. I think that he could end up stealing some time. Carlos Santana is their first baseman. The guy is 33 years old, but he keeps on hitting. He keeps on producing. It's a guy who gets 25 to 30 home runs. I mean, he's had 34 home runs 2 of the last 4 years. Great on-base percentage. If you're in an OBP league, you want Santana. Not as good in an average league, but a very good hitter in an OBP league. He's just consistent. He's a consistently good player. He's going to play in this lineup. He's comfortable. They've got a good mix of young kids and old veterans. He's an old veteran. I think people will look past Cesar Hernandez. This is a guy who the Indians brought in for about $6 million, and he's not a bad player. There is speed there. He is going to get a lot of at-bats, going to score a bunch of runs. He's the kind of guy that you don't want to draft, but at the end of the year, you're like, really? This guy did that? So what if I told you he hits 275? What if I told you he hits 15 home runs and steals 15 bases? You wouldn't want that guy? I think you would. So don't underestimate Cesar Hernandez. Look, love some Francisco Lindor. I mean, he's a superstar. I don't know why the Indians want to trade him. I want to build around this guy, and that's what you want. I mean, this is a stud player, but a lot of the talk was, let's get rid of Lindor. Let's get rid of Lindor. I don't know how you become the team that you want to be without Lindor. He is a mega superstar. All right, Jose Ramirez actually killed me last year. In the beginning of the year, if you remember, the guy could barely get a hit. He could barely get a hit. But there were nuggets. Didn't strike out that much. Still walks a lot. He had stolen 23 home runs, 24 stolen bases. He made it work. Right? He made it work. But this guy was hitting 214 for the until the All-Star break. He was killing me. But he's a very good player. Just be careful that he can be a little streaky. I will say this, and it is not meant to be racist in any way, shape, or form, so please don't take it that way. I will say sometimes I think a lot of these Hispanic players don't do as well in cold weather cities like Cleveland in April and May. When the weather starts heating up, they start heating up. So maybe you want to trade for Ramirez, but maybe you don't draft him right away. Or your expectation is maybe he doesn't heat up until June. If you accept that, we'll be fine. Okay, they get Delino DeShields in the outfield. He comes from the Corey Kluber trade. The guy's got speed, but very little else. I really do like Oscar Mercado. I think this guy's real deal. I think he's got more power than DeShields, not as much speed, but he's a much better hitter. And I think if you're looking for some speed in like rounds 8 or 9 of your draft, look no further than Oscar Mercado. He's the kind of guy that you could build around. I like him. Domingo Santana comes over. I think this is a really good ad. Do you know Domingo Santana is really only 27 years old? I know he's been around forever, but he's had glimpses of greatness, right? In Milwaukee, he played well. Last year in Seattle, he played well. But he strikes out a ton, that's for sure. He's not the greatest in the field, so he just ends up bouncing around. But I think that if you need a guy who can hit 30 home runs, Santana's a guy that you can find. Franmil Reyes is really one of my favorite hitters in the American League. I think this guy jacks out 40 home runs this year. And he won't kill your average, and he won't kill your runs scored. He doesn't steal any bases, but the rest of his game is pretty good, and I'm a fan. I was a fan of Jake Bauers last year, but man, this guy did nothing. But look, the outfield is terrible. He could end up playing in the outfield a little bit. He could end up playing a little DH. He could end up playing a little first. If you're looking for another guy, maybe Jake Bauers will be there for you. Okay, I liked in the bullpen, I don't think Brad Hand finishes the year with the team. I think that he will be somebody that they can move at some point. Now, Emmanuel Clace was a guy who I thought was going to be the closer, but he's dealing with a strain in his back where he's out for like 3 months. So there's no way this guy's closing at all until the All-Star break, which means that Hand absolutely has his job until July. Now, once July hits, I don't know what to tell you, but I know that you can draft him comfortably now because the Indians will keep him for now. I think they will move him later. I don't really like any other names in the bullpen, not a big fan. But the starting rotation, Shane Bieber, I've got Bieber fever. He's great. You want to take him in the second round? I'm good with that. The guy can throw, strikeouts galore. Walks? Pshaw. It barely walks anybody. I mean, seriously, barely walks anybody. Lets up too many home runs? That's true, but I really am a big fan. Carlos Carrasco can never stay healthy, ever. So please, I know you're drafting the skills, but I don't trust the player. I really like Mike Clevenger, and he's doing well in his rehab, and I think he's going to be throwing sooner than people think. I think when an injury happened, people are like, oh, All-Star break. I think it could be May. So if it's May, Mike Clevenger is maybe a 5th-round pick, maybe even 4th. Aaron Saval, not a bad pitcher, really pitched well last year. Some gaudy numbers there. Can he keep that up? I'm not sure. He's not a real strikeout kind of guy, but he's a good pitcher. So there you have it. It's a good rotation. They have some pieces, but I think the question with the Indians is this. At some point when a team goes through a streak where they lose 8 or 10 games, are they done? And when they're done, do they start trading Lindor, trading Hand, trading other guys, and then you don't want anybody on this team? That's the problem with the Indians. So be very, very careful, very tentative if you draft Cleveland Indians. For more, please check out fulltimefantasy.com. Enter the promo code ROTO50 for 50% off your first 2 months. And you can check out Sean Childs' amazing team outlooks. They're the definitive thing that you want to read in the industry. All right, guys, this is Dr. Roto saying it's time now to put away the insurance card, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. Wishing you all a great day. This is Dr. Roto saying be well and take care.
Thanks for listening to Full Time Fantasy. There's never been a better time to join and go full-time. Visit fulltimefantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO50 for 50% off your first 2 months. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time.